Aloha Friday, Johnny. You're at the beach ready to go. Got your
Ew.
Hawaiian shirt on. Man, you are playing the part.
I am, man. Did some surfing at Fleming's today, a little northeast. I love spring. Spring's fun. It's kind of all over the place.
It's
So,
good.
yeah, man. So that was the happy Aloha Friday for me today. But let's just dive right into these numbers here, Danny.
Straight
Let's
to it.
dive into the hot list. Tell me when you see it.
It's coming. There she is.
All right. I mean, I'm definitely noticing some interesting numbers, dude. Like I'm not used to seeing 950 for a grand champions, especially along the Greenbelt area there. So, grand champions, very popular Wailea community condo, zone department, part of the Minatoya. So that's the story there. 1,085 pays your maintenance fees. 950, one bedroom, two bath. That could be yours. They have nice lanais. And then look at this guy here, Danny. So we're 64 days in and we started at 4.2.
Oh,
Yeah. So I found it interesting, man. You guys can see this, right, Danny? Is this popping
sure
up the
can.
history? So yeah, this is the strategy here, gang. So we listed on February the 6th at 4.2. And then 5 days later, we're at 399. And then 3 days after that, we're at 3.9. So they're just doing these incremental. So, I get it, man. It's a tough market out there. So you're just trying everything you possibly can. I don't know if there was a strategy there because, I've had these conversations with sellers where they really want you to try at that bigger number, right, Danny? And
Yep.
at the end of the day, who is the boss?
They are.
That's
The
it.
client.
What's our fiduciary duty? One of the things is obedience, right? So at the end of the day, guys, we do not actually set the prices here. That is left upon the seller. What we do is stand alongside, we provide all of the due diligence, the information, but ultimately you as a seller make the final choices. So yeah, I think maybe this was a targeted approach, maybe just to show that, they were serious sellers, but man, that's really interesting. Just continue to whack, 200 here and there. Kind of a confusing approach, but we'll see what happens, man.
Getting down to half
Maybe
price.
it'll work. Yep. Look at this guy here, Danny. Mahina Hina Beach. So they are going to be doing a new project here, guys. They are going to be altering this exterior. They're making the slates go away, aren't they, Danny? The shingles. Isn't that what the plan was?
It's more of a modern
Or
modern look on it.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they're going to redoing the roof there. So they got some big projects. That's why the 1559 Mahina Hina Beach, guys, is interesting. So here's what's interesting about it. Technically, they are allowed to do vacation rentals there, but the AOAO has decided against it. But because technically STR, short term rentals, are allowed there, when it comes to taxes, Maui County only gives you two choices. One, you pay the SDR amount, even though you are not allowed to vacation rent there because of the AOAO, or you can be a primary resident and enjoy some of the lowest taxes in the nation. So that's what's interesting about Mahina Hina Beach. Valley Isle Resort. It's a studio, so I can understand why they started out with a bunch of ancillary pictures. Shows off the new lobby there, Porta Cochere area. This is a studio coming in at 625. Maintenance fees 1453 there. So that is the scoop. Valley Isle, guys, is in Kahana. It is hotel zoned. Valley Isle is in the Kahana Bay area, so it is dealing with sea level rise. But man, the Valley Isle, I definitely see opportunity with all of this here, Danny, because there is a lot of opportunity for retail in here. I mean, there used to be a restaurant here on site. I worked there myself, Kahana Keys. So I think that Valley Isle can grow into some killer goodness there once it becomes what it really wants to. I got to imagine what's been holding it back has been the 10 years of litigation with the gym that used to be one of the tenants there. Kahana Villas, Danny, I absolutely verified it on the tax records. It absolutely shows it's hotel zone, right?
Beautiful.
So $899 for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, dude. It doesn't have much of a view. There are some better units that have better views, but man, $899, Danny, and look at that square footage, dude.
Those live big. More like a
12
townhouse.
6. They do. One thing that is a little bit funky about them, though, is that there's no bathroom downstairs, dude.
Yeah,
Like
that is kind of
literally,
weird.
it's odd. It's a little odd. So you got to go upstairs. There's one in the hall. But 1268, they live large. There's tons of amenities there. It's right across the street from S Turns, Oahu Beach Park. So there's a small beach that you can go to there. There's a fun surf spot that's right there. Kahana Villas, guys, 1310 for maintenance fees for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. It's across the street from the ocean, and for my opinion, that's a benefit these days, especially in the Kahana Bay area. So nice opportunity there for a larger 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Haleonaloa, Danny, look at that.
Wow.
Buddy, 103. So that's like back here somewhere, huh? Let's see
Yep.
here.
Because
But
102 is
there
the one we
it is.
sold.
That's it. So a little view of the pool there. You just walk right out and then you just head down to the ocean because there's a little, you're walking alongside the complex there, but it'll take you to the water. But yeah, hotel, not hotel zone, apartment zoned. 599, Danny. One
Hmm.
bedroom, 1 bath, 1313 for the maintenance fees. What did we sell ours for? 7 and change?
Limited change.
Yeah, man. So anyway, what a difference, huh? But that's a smart strategy right there. Not coming out with the pack, not pricing in the sevens and just letting it sit there. This is somebody telling us they want this to move. And I mean, for a 1-bedroom oceanfront condo complex, 599 may make sense for a residence for a professional couple, and still makes for a great second home.
Sure
Maui
does.
Kanapali Villas, Danny. So I shared with you in the past, back in '64, this was built as the Hilton. But get this, in the world of Maui zoning weirdness, it is absolutely zoned apartment.
Hmm.
So makes no sense, right? So as we're coming down, we go the
Yeah.
Sheraton, then we go the Royal Lahaina. These are all hotels, right?
Yeah.
And then we basically skip all the way down to Maui Kanapali Villas. If you've ever eaten at Castaways, that's the restaurant that's absolutely on site there. And that's where you would come to Maui Kanapali Villas. And then we got about 6 homes in the 20 plus million range that are all zoned hotel. And
Yep.
then we've got all of the Westin timeshares, and then we go down to Honuakai. But smack dab in the middle, Maui County decided to zone this apartment and then let the Hilton build a hotel there. Interesting stuff, isn't it? And these
Very
typically
interesting.
fly right off the shelf, Danny. 25, 28 for the maintenance fees. I mean, they're coming out price strong. They're $1,395,000. So
Fun one
that's
to
the scoop
watch.
there. Quick story, Danny. I got my daughter a room here when she turned 21, and I received several phone calls that I didn't get because I was asleep. And the last one was at about 2 o'clock in the morning, and they said, "This is the last call before we call the police." I wonder what my daughter was doing in that villa.
No idea.
Here we go. For rent in Kihei Villages, guys. These are 2 bedrooms, and this one has 2 baths. It is a downstairs unit, so you enjoy the yard. Brings $3,250 for rent. So if you're curious, that's what it'll run you there for a 2 bedroom. Kaikena Loop. This is up in Kehalani, one of our favorite communities. I think that I'm not sure if this is like the DR Horton portion there, because you had DR Horton and you also had Town Homes, which is still actively building in there. But $1,450,000 seems to be about right for a single level 15-19 square foot home there. Kealani's gorgeous. You can definitely see views of the North Shore and the harbor there. You can see the cruise ships coming there because this is where they dock instead of Lahaina now. And man, I've definitely seen the Disney cruise ship over there sometimes. So not sure what happened here, but 51 days later, taking off this new build here in Anapuni Loop, which tells us it's in Lanikeha. But 51 days later, somebody's had a change of heart. Pacific Shores, Danny. Brought it down to $799 in the A building on the ground floor across the street, basically from Charlie Young and Cam One. but no dice, man. Zoned apartment and $840 per maintenance fees for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Wow, that might make sense for somebody as a residence, Danny.
Sure might.
Yep. This one canceled here as well. Wailea Kealoha, one of the Wailea communities that you come into. So kind of what would you consider this? West Wailea, Danny? Something like that.
Yeah, north,
But that
north Wyoming.
that one canceled. But this is action right here, Danny. The second Kapalua golf villas I've seen go pending in maybe the same week.
Yeah, they seem to
So
be moving again.
yeah, man. So I love that action. This is a beach that I know absolutely nothing about. It's a
Nope.
stranger to me. What happens here? I don't know. This is, we call it Oneloa Bay. Oneloa, that's the Hawaiian name. And then we call it Ironwoods, and then the surfers have a funny name for it. I just call it the Woods. I'm literally there over 200 plus days out of the year, but nice to see Kapalua Golf Villas. Kapalua Golf Villas are actually over here. So just showing that you cross over part of the
They're
park or
actually
the golf cart.
further to the left of the picture, right? That's
Yeah,
the
well,
ridge up there.
because here's the tree line though, and so then they're on the other side of that, right? So that's the iconic tree line there. So yeah,
Mm,
you got to cross the golf course here. You come into Kaanapali Ridge, or Kaanapali, Kapalua Ridge, and then down to this beach here. So
crazy.
letting you know that yeah, it's not absolutely right there at the beach, but we love the community, and exciting to see some movement over there. Look
Good
at
news
that,
for our
Danny.
clients.
Yeah, 16 days in, buddy. Doesn't tell
Wow.
us what the lot number is, but man, it was a bigger one, right? 3.88 acres there. Um, we still feel our clients have the absolute best lot in the complex. Up at the very, very top was the developer's personal lot. So stoked for them. 16 days in, guys. There's a lot of action in Mahana Ridge. What does that tell you about the market, Danny, when you see something like this fly off real quick? I mean, that's a luxury buyer committing to developing this piece here.
Quite fascinating because I mean that project sat for such a long time, didn't it? I mean,
It it
so many
did, man.
agents had it, so many people took a crack at it. I mean, that thing you couldn't even give away some of those lots for a while. Like there was just no interest. And now suddenly loads of interest. It's kind of wild how the market fluctuates like that.
It really kind of spiked after COVID, if I remember correctly, you know? So, yeah, interesting. I remember when we were going to get a crack at that, but it didn't materialize. Dude, this one's a heartbreaker here, Danny. Here's why. So, these guys pick it up, close January
Oh,
31st of 2024 at 7:10, and they are pending 7 days later at 5:49. So definitely taking a loss there, but they listened to their agent, and their agent was right. If you want to move this and you want to move it quickly, this is where we need to price. So 7 days in, it's an escrow. Maybe there was a bidding war. Who knows? Because
wow.
that's what you do with event-based pricing. Can we say that this was event-based? Kind of
Yeah.
hard to do event-based these days, right?
Yeah. It's
But
like right
the
in between
closest
event base and market, I would say.
perceived. There we go. So here we go, guys. Single family detached with Ohanas for this price right here moves. So this is upcountry Makawao Ranch Acres. It's on quarter of an acre there. Has a nice 1-bedroom, 1-bath, 600 square foot Ohana or ADU or casita. Pick your name. And that's an escrow in 11 days. Ohana Road. So priced at 689, Danny brings 701.
Hmm.
So it took 8 days after listing to go into escrow. So maybe there was a little bit of highest and best. But man, great for them. Sold with a loan. So that one's donezo. Wavecrest on Molokai, 1-bedroom, 1-bath in the A building. So that would have had a beautiful view. 184,000. So that's still moving over there on Molokai. Yeah, Parkside, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, Danny. It brought the 540. So they stayed there after the drop. So yeah, Parkside moving, but
Makes
man, that
sense.
was kind of a deal there for a 3-bed, huh?
540 is a deal for sure.
Dude, here we go. So here's our new price for one bedrooms at Maui Vista. So Maui Vista, kind of close to Pacific Shores, right? I mean, is Pacific Shores over here and then Maui
Right
Vista's
next
over
to it.
there? They really are, right?
Yep.
And so, yeah, man. So they started out 649, brought 515. That's what it takes to move at Maui Vista. Maui Vista is zoned apartment, guys. So 515 got it done. Here we are at Hoku'ula, across the street from Miley General Store. They're starting to deliver these on a very, very quick stretch. 1,625 for 2280 square feet. You know what we've said, guys? New construction, man. It's a bet on Maui. Those
It's a
values
deal.
are going to go up. Yeah, those views are incredible up there. Great location. Here we go, guys. Fractional at Papakea, right? One bedroom, one bath with that view there. Asked 20, took 11.5. 39.14 annual dues. They're picking up the last 2 weeks of April. So right here at this particular time now. So they closed. They can absolutely enjoy it starting what? Tomorrow. Maybe that's why they closed it that way, Danny. They're going to enjoy their time. Well played. Here we go. Took this one off the market here at Lanikeha, built in 2023 here, 5.575, reduced from 5.975, 600 days on market. Took that one off to dust it off. That's all I got for the Happy Aloha Friday version of the Hulahan. Danny,
Interesting things happening in the market.
this
Starting to see
is.
some people lose money.
So I just want to make a quick blurb about condo financing. Man, it is so tough on these vacation rental condos. Just wondering if the better play is, do you just suck the money out of your house, right? Because that's one of the alternatives, right? Is make yourself into a cash buyer, potentially get some better terms because you're sucking out of the house, but there's your risk, right? A lot of financial advisors, they'll tell you, man, you don't want to take equity out of your primary residence because that's risky. But man, that seems like the play almost, Danny. I mean, because we all see how cash is king, right? Puts you in a better negotiating position because I'll tell you, cash gets the discount. But is it worth taking that risk? I don't know. Just throwing that out for people to consider today. Just because we're in the midst of it, A couple of our deals. We had one of our clients that was going financing, just said, dude, I'm going to pay cash for this thing. Right.
Wild. Yeah, I mean, I think it's worth consideration as you're
It
exploring
is.
your options, doing your due diligence. It seems worthwhile things.
Agreed. That's what we got, Danny. So we got Hulahans. Appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for the new subscribers this week. We're so grateful. So grateful that people sit and listen to us talk about Maui real estate. We love
Until
it. We're
next time,
passionate about it.
what we
Aloha.
love to do. Aloha.
That's it. Peace.